Rasul Douglas is a Packer, signed an extension, 3-year, $21 million, but it really is a 2-year deal. The only guaranteed money appears to be the signing bonus, $5.3 million. There is $4.5 million in possible incentives, but that is laced to a Pro Bowl playing time and interceptions, which from all reports seems likely that it won't happen, especially the Pro Bowl. We know how hard it is to get in there. Cap hit this year is $3.3 million. However, in year 3, it does balloon to, I've seen conflicting reports of from 9 to 10.5 million in year 3. So it's pretty much a 2-year deal because of that, because of how much money they could save by releasing him going into that 3rd season. So Luke, with the breakdown of the contract, getting Rasul back, what are your thoughts on this deal? Overpaid, decent deal? What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, if you're bringing him back, you're bringing him back at that much money. I'm not going to say he's overpaid, but like we've been talking about all year. I know Zach brought it up at the beginning of the year that, they're talking about moving Jair Alexander to the slot, which we have discussed would be absolutely horrible, considering that Jair Alexander can take away a half of a field by himself, as opposed to like one little lane in the slot. That's my only worry with it. I think it's a good problem to have that you have 3 kind of startable cornerbacks. Obviously, you're kind of in a tough spot because Rasul Douglas is kind of a vet. He knows how to play. Jair's, not fully a complete veteran, but he's on that path. And then Eric Stokes is still kind of a rookie. So how do you mix that time in and out? Like, I'm sure that the guys will figure it out. But I guess what I'm saying, like I said, it's a good problem to have right now.
For sure. And, one of the things that we've really harped on more than really any other Packer podcast is special teams and having good special teams players. You would hope, and we certainly as a podcast would hope that the Packers get special teams guys. But, in that case that Rasul Douglas has to play special teams, that helps that you have a guy that
Yeah.
can at least somewhat play it. And on top of that, we saw Jair go down. Eric Stokes, what we have in him is still up in the air. So, I'm not saying we have a bad secondary by any means, but, at least for me, I don't know about you, it seems nice to at least have, even if we don't know where he slots, that depth
For sure.
that, you kind of feel a little more safe with.
Right. And that's what we've been talking. I know when we were doing draft stuff last year, I think we were talking about right after the Buccaneers, we're talking about how can the Packers get back here? How can they get over this? And our big thing was depth on the offensive line and depth on the defense line. Depth everywhere is so important to a good team. If you can get, even get Jair Alexander 2 breathers during the game, even if he's not hurt, and it's incredible to have. I know it's kind of tough to work that with money, like how much you're going to pay a backup, but there definitely is advantages to maybe spending a little bit more money on a backup than others would think.
Yeah, and on top of that too, I think that 30-year deal that's basically makes it a 2-year deal is huge.
Right.
If you give yourself an out, it's hard to complain about playing a guy $3.3 million for sure.
Yeah.